Dror Vanunu, it's been 10 years since the expulsion from Gush Katif, since the implementation of the disengagement plan. What can you tell us about these 10 years? It's a long time, but it also feels like it just happened a few days ago.
Yes, it's hard to believe that 10 years passed since the expulsion from Gush Katif. You know, the former Gush Katif residents went through so many challenges in the last 10 years. First of all, the government was not prepared with appropriate solution for the people from Gush Katif. So we're wandering in hotels, motels, dormitories, tent cities around the country. It took us many years to go into the temporary sites, and only after 6-7 years the first families started moving to permanent homes. And Baruch Hashem, today about 75% of the population is living today in permanent homes. But unfortunately, 25% of the families are still waiting for appropriate solution. I hope it will happen as soon as possible.
Now, it probably is different now. I mean, we knew that throughout the years we were talking to people who were sorry because they didn't have homes. There was the leaking in the caravans. Now it's a different feeling, of course.
Yes, I think that as long as the people were in the temporary homes, they still felt in many ways still disengaged, still like refugees in their homeland. Once families are moving to permanent home, once they move to the permanent locations and they are part of the new movement of building new communities, so I think in many ways they feel much more relaxed. Their anger about what happened, the way that they were expelled from their homeland, is in many ways less. But I think that people are much more, their longing to Gush Katif is much more significant, because now they realize how terrible was this engagement, because Sharon basically led to a terrible decision that so far led to 3 wars against Israel, and we lost Gush Katif.
It's been 10 years since the expulsion from Gush Katif, and you're out there at the Katif Center, Merkaz Katif, commemorating, telling the story.
This is something that we do almost every day at the Katif Center. We are telling the story about the communities that were in Gush Katif. Not only telling the story about the communities, but we want to think of Gush Katif as something greater than the communities that were. Gush Katif is also a spirit, is a way of thinking, is a way of behaving towards the state of Israel, the army, or these are people that are, for them, the state of Israel is like the most important thing. And so we are trying to tell the story of the establishment of the communities, or what happened after the announcement of Sharon, and what happened after the struggle to keep Gush Katif, but also afterwards the uprooting and the destruction of the communities. We are continuing our story with the establishment of the new communities. Gush Katif is really not only those 35 years that we were in Gush Katif. And we are trying to host a lot of groups, schools, and try to bring Gush Katif to the educational system in Israel.
What can you tell us about the spirit of the people of Gush Katif these days?
Look, I think that 10 years passed right now, and we are all now gathering in many events that are being held around the country. In many ways, it's very nice to meet people that I haven't seen for many years. On the other way, it's so hard that you still see too many families without homes, too many people that are, as a result of this engagement, went through so many challenges. The mortality among the people increased dramatically. There are a lot of people which are today ill. There are a lot of people which, because of the fact that they lost their businesses, they lost their life, they're back in Gush Katif in the age of 55 and 60. It was for them impossible mission to restart their life.
And is there any way to help these people?
We're trying. We're really trying to help these people. Some of them, I think that there is no real chance to help them, because you can't really help somebody who lost his future. The people that built their homes and lands and reality for 35 years, and suddenly everything was erased. So for them to restart everything, to create a new reality, that's almost impossible. But on the other hand, I think that there's still many things that we can achieve. We can help the people, and people are helping us significantly in the last years. I hope that people will continue to be part of this effort in the following years.
So as we mentioned, you do this every day. This is the work of Merkaz Katif, But how is it to suddenly stop and say, wow, it's been a decade, it's been 10 years?
Yeah, it's because I'm so busy. As sometimes I try to, I don't really get into it and don't think of it. There are very few moments where I suddenly remember of those 10 years, and especially the 19 years that we were in Gush Katif, that were, I think, the most beautiful years of my life, where I really had the feeling that I fully expressed in my life what is Zionism. And this is what I take with me. We had a lot of hardships, us specifically. It took us 8 long years until we got to our permanent homes, but I know that there are some communities that don't even have the plot in order to rebuild. I think there are a lot of things beyond the homes and the businesses that have to be rebuilt. That sense of belonging, that sense of belonging to the state, belonging to the Israeli society, and this is also what we are trying to do in these years, and try to see what we're going to do in the 10 years to come. Whether it's in our private life but also in the community life and as citizens of Israel.